to New Possibilities. I speak truth to power without fear. I'm sure that most of you are familiar with the Brittney Griner situation. This sister was in Russia. She had some cannabis oil in her luggage. The police seized that oil and they charged her with drug smuggling. She pled guilty to possessing, this cannabis oil. It was like a gram of cannabis oil. And she was recently sentenced to 9 years in jail. And there have been pleas, people have been demanding that she be released. There have been some discussions about a prisoner swap. And from what I understand, the U.S. proposed to swap an arms dealer for Brittney Griner. The Russians have rejected that. They have outright rejected that, and they have instead countered by demanding that the U.S. release a convicted murderer in exchange for Brittney Griner. And this situation is so crazy, and there's a couple of things that I have to say about this. Number one, like many people, I believe that marijuana should be legal, not only in America, but worldwide. Not that I condone the use of marijuana. I don't condone the use of any substances. I don't think that people should rely on substances for happiness or anything like that. And I think that there are downsides to using any drug at all, but I don't think that marijuana should be illegal. It should be a personal decision that people make, just like people make personal decisions to gamble, personal decisions to smoke, personal decisions to drink. And people should have the right to make those types of personal decisions, especially with something like marijuana. So I think that it should be legalized worldwide. And I think that it's a damn shame that someone faces 9 years for something that's so minor. This is not a situation where this woman was selling marijuana. It was a small amount for personal consumption. And it's just absolutely outrageous and insane that this court in Russia would impose such a ridiculous charge and sentence against this sister. So I think that people need to continue to demand justice. And unfortunately, this situation has a lot of political implications because right now there's a war going on in Ukraine. The United States has been supporting the opposition and all that kind of stuff. And Russia is a hostile nation to the United States. For all intents and purposes, Russia is an enemy of the United States. And that's a whole nother issue that I could get into. And it's like, basically, these two countries are using this sister as a political football, unfortunately. And, it is absurd for Russia to counter by saying that a convicted murderer, somebody that's killed people, is on the same level as a basketball star who carried a small amount of cannabis oil for personal consumption. There's no moral equivalency between murder and somebody using a substance for themselves. It is absolutely crazy. And, I just hope that this situation is resolved, that this sister is released and is able to return to the United States. And this is one of the reasons why we have to be cautious of where we decide to travel and do business. Like, it doesn't make sense for people to go to a hostile country like Russia and visit. And if you travel to these places, you obviously should be aware of the laws in these different places. When you travel abroad, you are no longer under the United States jurisdiction. You're under a foreign jurisdiction with their foreign laws and foreign customs and all that kind of stuff. And, people should respect these laws of these foreign places if they're going to travel to those countries, just as we would expect foreigners who come to the United States to abide by U.S. law. But, again, this conviction is absolutely outrageous. And I hope that the Biden administration does everything in their power to free this sister. So with that, tell me what you think. Please rate, comment, subscribe, like the video, share the video, and hit that notification bell so that you'll know when I post new content. Peace and blessings. Have a great day.